The wind howled through the jagged peaks of the Frostburn Mountains, a place few dared to explore, let alone survive. Colder than any known place on Earth, it was a realm of ice, silence, and secrets. Eli Thorne wasn't looking for adventure. He was a researcher, a climate historian chasing whispers of ancient civilizations buried in the frozen north. But what he found was far beyond what any data model could predict. On the 17th day of his expedition, his drone detected someone, encased in a crystalline block of glacial ice within a deep ravine. At first, he assumed it was a preserved corpse from a long-lost tribe, but as he descended, something about the shape seemed wrong. And then, he saw her. Not human. Not completely. Wings, folded like fragile glass panes, curled around her body. Scales shimmered faintly beneath the ice, violet and silver in hue. Claws rested near her chest, delicate yet deadly. A horned crown framed her sleeping face. She was breathtaking. Otherworldly. And very much not dead. Her chest moved. Barely, but unmistakably. He stared for minutes, unsure if his mind had finally broken from the cold. But no, the readings were real, there was still a pulse, impossibly slow but steady. He set up camp immediately, constructing thermal barriers and activating his portable generator. It took hours to get through the first few inches of the ice. As it melted, strange glyphs began glowing faintly beneath the surface of the glacier, like protective wards, or warnings. By the end of the second day, her hand moved. Eli hesitated. Every instinct told him to stop. But curiosity had become a living thing inside him. He reached out, brushing her fingers with his gloved hand. And in that moment, the ice cracked with a thunderous roar. She fell forward, her body collapsing into his arms. Steam hissed into the air as her frozen skin touched his, burning with a cold that bit to the bone. Her eyes opened, pupil slits, glowing like molten metal. She gasped, exhaling a mist that turned snow to crystal. For a long time, neither spoke. She blinked, slowly, as if waking from a 1,000-year dream. "You are not one of them," she whispered, her voice like a forgotten song echoing through time. "Who?" he asked softly. "The hunters. The ones who cursed me." She tried to stand but stumbled. He caught her again, holding her close despite the searing cold. "You saved me," she said, confusion and wonder dancing in her eyes. "Why?" "I don't know," Eli admitted. "Maybe I just couldn't let something beautiful die." A flicker of emotion crossed her face, too fast to read. She placed her clawed hand over his heart. "Then take this," she said. There was a flash. A pulse. His vision went white. When he awoke, he was warm. The fire had gone out hours ago. But he wasn't cold. Not even slightly. She sat beside him, gazing into the icy horizon. "What did you do?" he asked, sitting up. "I gave you my flame," she replied. "Part of it. You will never freeze again, not while I live." Eli stared at his hands, tiny glowing patterns had etched themselves into his skin. His blood felt like fire, his breath steaming the air even in the sub-zero wind. "But why?" he asked. "You touched me. Not as a monster. Not as a relic. As a being worth saving. You awakened something I thought lost forever." She rose, her wings stretching wide, catching the light. "My name is the Lyra. I am the last of the Skyborn. My kind ruled the skies before your kind even lit fire." He followed her outside the cave. The storm had cleared. The night sky glittered above them. "I was imprisoned for defying the pact," she said. "My kin believed humans were dangerous. I believed they could be more." She looked at him then, fully. "You proved me right." Eli's world changed after that. The Lyra didn't return to sleep. Instead, she stayed with him. For weeks, they wandered the frostlands together. She taught him forgotten songs of the wind. He taught her how to laugh again. They weren't lovers. Not at first. But something deeper formed, a bond born of survival, warmth, and trust. Eventually, the Lyra told him it was time to return to the world. There's something coming, she warned. Something ancient, darker than ice. And you are now part of this world's defense. When they returned to civilization, no one believed Eli's tale. His footage had been mysteriously corrupted. His data wiped. But he didn't need proof. The mark on his skin glowed when danger was near. Fires listened to his voice. And on cold nights, he heard Thalira's wings in the wind. Then one day, she was gone. No note. No sign. Only a single scale left on his bed, still warm to the touch. Years passed. Eli became a recluse, studying ancient texts, tracking energy spikes across the globe. Everyone thought he was mad. Until the night the sky cracked open. A rift, massive and roaring, tore through the atmosphere. Dark shapes poured out, creatures of shadow and frost. The world screamed. And then, she returned. A roar echoed from the heavens as the Lyra soared across the skyline, flames trailing in her wake. She found him, older now, but still carrying her flame. You kept it, she whispered. Always. Together, they fought. Together, they burned back the darkness. And together, they reminded the galaxy that sometimes, all it takes to change the world, is a single embrace. And what she gave him that night in the ice, wasn't just warmth, or fire, or power. She gave him a purpose. A memory that would never fade. And a bond that not even time could shatter.